Okay. So before we get
you
into
sound
this,
different today. You sound different today.
I was about to bring that up right now. I came back and my kid had messed with my microphone and gain and all this other stuff. So I don't know what it was set to before because it's a physical dial on the mic. So am I too loud? Am I too quiet? What's going on?
You sound like you're on top of the microphone.
Oh, I was. Okay, is this better?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You know what? From now on, we let Elijah fiddle with the microphone before you get going on the podcast because he's obviously made it better for you without even knowing.
Wow, that's a little rude.
No, you sound perfect. You sound the best quality you've ever sounded for a podcast. Just leave it like that. Just when you're finished, box it up, and get it back out each week at those settings.
Okay, sure. Whatever.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Rager, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
So yeah, welcome to the show this week. Nitedemon, Respawn, and
Hi,
Peroty.
Demon. Hi, Spawn. I mean, Peroty.
Self. Hello, Self.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Meme all over again.
Here.
So
that's why I wasn't getting ammo for that.
So Nitedemon, I don't need like full details, but have you had a better week than last week?
Yes, I have. And I've enjoyed playing my new strikes. Have you guys enjoyed playing your new strikes this week? Have you played your new strikes?
No, I haven't played the new strikes. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, I have, and I think I do owe the strikes, the new Battlegrounds, a little bit of an apology. I still don't love them, teeny one. But it is much nicer because again, I think I just still have the memory of go kill this thing, get in your Sparrow, drive to the next area, which just felt like why am I just sightseeing in Destiny? Collecting all the little rock specimens and things on your way makes you feel like you're doing something and not just shuttling from one place to another. Because you're sitting here going, okay, Blueberries, are we all collecting these? Are we all on board with we need to collect all of these things? Yes, we are. Okay, very good. Let's go do that then. And I love that they made it instant, so you don't have to stand there. And like you're actually picking up the rocks and putting them in a bag and like putting them back in your satchel and walking away. Like it's just you're there. It's instant. You can go to the next one. Made that much more enjoyable. Yeah, it gives you something to do while you're just moving from one place to the next, which was the big thing that bothered me about the Battlegrounds beforehand. But yeah, they're not bad, and I like that they are actually new. It's not just redone, running a strike backward or here's the whole same area. There's a little bit of difference and some different, not different mechanics, but mechanics mechanics we've seen before, but put back into this. It's not just go kill these guys, move on to the next place, go kill these guys.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that of collecting those, the minerals or whatever they are, seems nicer to do that in the Battlegrounds than it does what's the other one called? I can't
use your words.
Right. Onslaught.
No,
I believe in you.
Breach Executables? Is it Breach Executable?
I've given up on trying to remember the names of the 6 new ways to go into a place and shoot things.
Okay, so the Breach Executable is the one where you're just on Nessus and you're going from like each kind of conduit to the next conduit, and once you've completed an area, that's when the little things spawn in, but you have to go and search for them before rushing to the next area. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. That's the one.
Yeah, that was the first one that we had, yeah.
Yeah, so I found that nicer that, as you're running through, you can collect those minerals and then just get to the next area. And then I'm finding that once I've got to like the end and the chest has popped, I've normally got enough kind of minerals to dunk and then get loads of stuff from it. And I've had quite a few exotics as well. It's just like going fishing and getting those exotic fish and kind of, oh, there's an exotic. Oh, there's an exotic. Oh, there's an exotic. It's like, that was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was better than I feared it was going to be.
And Respawn hasn't touched any of them.
No, I've just been doing my weeklies.
I do like. I think was it Delve? I think it's it's Conduit. I can't remember which way round it is that the Battlegrounds are, but it's the second one as you get. I think it must be Delve because it's the second one as you kind of get down into like the Battlegrounds. And I know it's the generic boss at the end, but you have to stand on the 2 platforms and then shoot the cubes to kind of release him, and then he kind of teleports back down at the starting area. And I did find out that you can melt him, which is quite nice. You don't have to go through another rotation. If you all throw your supers at him and like have your heavies and things, he melts, which is quite nice. I just did it on the normal version. I didn't do an expert version, but it's just nice to not have to go through many stages as well. I'm sure if you did it on expert, you'd have to as well. Yeah, no, right. I'm looking forward to the new one, which is Core, which is coming on Tuesday as well. And what kind of story implications kind of go with it as we kind of get deeper and deeper. Do we get to meet the conductor?
No.
Who knows?
I know. And I said no.
How do you know?
Because I'm psycho. Psychic.
It's all in Saint 14's head.
Accurate.
Do we mind that it could be a copy of a copy of a copy? Or do we not care?
Well, A, I do mind. B, has that ever changed in the history of Destiny since we've known it?
I mean, he's already the 14th copy, so what's another copy?
I thought you meant like storyline copy-paste. Oh.
No.
I see.
The version of Saint 14.
Okay. Well, I mean, with Peroty, yeah, he's already the 14th copy, so,
Yeah. Just
you have at least 7 Cades, at least 14 Saints. So there could be many more Saints. We know this one is 14. It doesn't mean he's the last one. Who's not to say that there's not 1,000 more running through the Vex network? It's actually the Saint 14 network now. There are no Vex left. He's killed each and every one of them, hunted them all down.
Yeah.
So just imagine if we had Saint 14 acting like a Vex antivirus, just like stayed in there at all times.
C14 is now the CrowdStrike in the network, taking out the Vex, and the conductor is trying to stop him before he takes out everything and all of humanity and all of life as we know it.
Agreed.
But yeah, I think if I was Saint, I wouldn't really care, because I was the Saint that fell in love with Osiris at that point, or we've had a relationship for quite some time.
It just creates any conflict. That's all it is,
I know they were kind of discussing it in the story of like, did I say it this way or did I say it that way? Oh no, you said it the other way, so I must not be the right kind of Saint. It's interesting the way that kind of Bungie have kind of taken that little kind of snippet from the story and kind of made it into something more than we could have ever thought, really. Because going into the Vex network and pulling him out at the time, or saving him at the time, I don't think even Bungie at the time thought we're going to save this for like years down the line to go, hey, that might not have even been your Saint. I think at the time they I don't think they even kind of left it out there like, is it or isn't it? It was just like, he is your Saint 14. You've pulled him out of the Vex network and saved him, blah, blah, blah. And I think because of the way that we kind of did it, it's kind of left it open for them to kind of then take that storyline and then kind of expand on it. And it's really interesting. Are you guys happy, or do you like these echoes or echoes at the moment? I'm enjoying it. It's something nice to kind of do.
I can't really tell the difference, dude.
No, but like, you're still playing the game quite a lot.
I play the game because it's Destiny. Echoes has nothing to do with it.
No, but it gives you something else to do in the game as well.
Does it?
Yeah, because you've got the Battlegrounds, you've got the protocol thing, and the breach executable. So you've got 3 new things to kind of do if you want to kind of go and do those.
I mean, sure, I guess.
Well, it's only because I saw on kind of Twitter this week that there's people like Glad and a couple of other kind of content creators are moaning that they don't like this episode, or it's very light, and it's like, you've rushed through it, mate. Just at the end of the day, you've done that to yourself. I get the content creation
complaint they've always had forever.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just checking. Yeah.
You know life to all the content that some of us still haven't gotten to since the final shape came out, and you're sad that there's not more. You can drink from the fire hose all you want. Eventually, you're going to be drinking the same water out of that fire hose. There's not new and different water. There's no new flavor coming. Go do something else. Go help other people through it. Go live a life outside of doing doing the same thing if you're tired of it.
Well, see, what you're saying makes way too much sense, Peroty.
It does. But I was just thinking, I'm enjoying it. Peroty, I know that where he's had his 2-week break or his week break has come back and he's still kind of trying to get stuff done. So, and I think just regular players will be kind of still got so much stuff to do and play in the game, because the amount of weapons and builds that you can kind of put together and then take those into kind of PvE activities and then PvP activities it's amazing. And it's just something I don't think that being a full-time content creator I would ever get bored with, but other people are. So yeah, I'm enjoying the new content, and I did manage to do my Enigma Protocol. I watched the video from Bounties, because funny enough, because I think where we were talking about the other week, somebody commented on the YouTube channel, and forgive me because I can't remember your name, and I will look it up. Joe Schmo 1576 said, nice. Bounties explains it all, because when we were talking about the Enigma Protocol, and it just kind of putting you in that loop of, well, we're just going to keep running it until people figure it out, and it's like really weird that you go in there. I mean, I didn't realize until I kind of watched the Bounties video where all these kind of yellow diamonds are that you have to shoot to kind of extend the time, and find these other enemies that you can shoot to kind of extend the time as well. It's like watching that and then being able to do it was quite nice. But I think at the time when we were discussing it, it just seemed to be that loop over and over again and not actually explaining. There was no kind of things up on the screen saying, right, you need to kind of find these things and you need to kind of kill these enemies, and this is how it kind of works. But yeah, managed to do it. And it took about 6 attempts on a loop for me to kind of find the right people that kind of did it and knew what they were kind of doing. Because I was going through after watching the Bounties video and shooting the crystals and killing the enemies, but I wasn't finding all of them all at the same time. And it was only kind of repeatedly watching the video in the background and being in the area. I was like, right, this is where this one is. This is where, there's 3 in each area and blah, blah, blah. So managed to get it done. And the funny thing is, I mean, I didn't realize it until I was kind of playing through it, that was, I think most of that area, there was the stuff that we did in the Season of the Splicer. And I remember soloing the Vex, I think it's Quarrier. There was a triumph for soloing the Quarrier mission, and it's in the same area at the end. And it wasn't till I kind of got halfway through, I was like, we've been here and done these things before, so there is a lot of used areas. But yeah, it was quite fun. I mean, I think the first run through we got to the halfway stage, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing at that point, but it worked itself out in the end. So. Have you guys managed to do it, or not?
I relied on the kindness of strangers. I walked in totally blind, going, I don't know what this is. I'm going to figure it out. And with 2 blueberries who had clearly done this a number of times and were just speed running through it, I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot a crystal here and there. Not that they needed to. They didn't need the crystals. I was like, where are we going now? Because there's parts of the Vex, jumping puzzles that I'm like, I think I can see where I'm landing. But it's all just sort of 80s neon sometimes, and I'm going, I'm not sure this is a platform or just a light. So I definitely jumped into a light a couple of times. And I had the same problem in that same season where everything was blinky lights.
Yes.
Yeah. It was just sort of like, we're going to run through this. We're going to do something. Things will die. I did appreciate it would eventually put me up with them. It drug me forward when, again, because they were just, absolutely speedrunning this thing. It was, it wasn't a team of 2. It was just 2 other random people. But they were just flying through it. So it eventually was like, I'm sorry, you're not going in Mach 7 with them, so we're just going to drag you through so you can help them with this fight, and then continue to drag you as they just blindly run through this thing.
Yeah.
So I run through it twice, I think. Like 2 cycles, because we got to the room to, do the thing with the confluxes and then restart it or whatever. And then after that, they were done and left, and I was like, okay, well, if you're done, I'm done. Goodbye.
Did you push past the room after the reset and get to the boss?
We did the room twice, so I don't know. Like got to the room, reset the thing, did the whole thing again, got back to that same room.
No, see, you don't reset the thing, just go through the portal.
Okay.
That was the mistake that I was making. I was getting to that room and I was pushing the button, but it says you need all 3 members, and they were just jumping through the portal. I was like, okay, I'm sure Bounties pushed this, but then rewatching the video back, I was like, no, he doesn't push it, I don't think. And I was like, I'll just rally the flag and jump through the thing and follow them. Yeah. But yeah, there's the end that you need to kill. And I've done the corrupted version, but I haven't. There seems to be another version, which is the uncorrupted version that I also need to do. But it's a lot of the things are kind of for the triumph or the seal. And that's what kind of annoyed me. There was a quest and a triumph and all the stuff to do with the season for this Enigma Protocol, but it's not explained how to kind of do it unless you go and watch a YouTuber's video. So, but yeah,
welcome to playing Destiny 2. Here's an activity, figure it out.
But the thing with like other things that are in the helm, like the Breach Executable and the Battlegrounds, you can figure out on the go, and you won't lose people through not having to kind of figure it out. Whereas you start off with a 2-minute timer if there's 3 of you in that in the Enigma Protocol, and if you don't figure out how to extend the time with the little crystals and the bosses, then it kind of just resets you and puts you right back at the beginning. And that frustrates a lot of people because they're not willing to push through it. So even if you figure it out, you then start having other blueberries come with you that don't know what they're doing, and kind of you're trying to show them, but they're not really paying any attention. And it's just, you're on this endless loop. And I didn't think I was going to get anywhere with kind of blueberries at the time, because I thought I'm just going to end up just... Because in Bounties' video, he said there's actually a triumph and an achievement, I think, for doing it solo. And I was like, I could do it solo. And then when I ran through with the other 2 people, I was like, I'm not doing this solo just yet. I might try at some point. There are things I don't mind doing things like that solo, but yeah, I'm not a Bounties at this point in time. I'm not to hit that level of like confidence, and there's a lot of burns and kind of shields and things that you kind of, and I was getting one shot by a lot of things, and my level, I think I was 2003, so I wasn't that far below. I think it was 2005 is the level, but yeah,
that's sort of my frustration with some of this is going, I can run this activity, and even having run through it a couple times, have no idea if I'm actually doing the activity correctly, because there's just no indication in game that you're doing it right. No. Am I running?
Well, there is, but you get the indication of things, but yeah, it doesn't kind of, yeah.
I mean, it's sort of the Alone in the Dark missions all over again. I'm doing 1,000 of these. I've run the same content 16 times. Am I doing this right?
No.
Or do I just need to do it 16 times?
16 times.
Yeah. And then exactly.
You're doing it wrong 16 times, but the game won't tell you.
Mm-hmm. You're like, just keep doing it. Eventually you'll get there. No, you won't.
So, no, I had done it last week when y'all asked me if we're talking about the same thing. You're talking about the Vex network where you got to go in and shoot the things to give yourself more time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I did that last week, and I unlocked it. I got the achievement. I did all that last week. I didn't know what I was doing. I just ran through, and I saw a thing, and I shot it. I was like, oh, that gives us more time. And eventually, we ended up going through that portal. I want to say like twice, maybe. I can't remember. Yeah. But I do remember I did it. Yeah. And now I have it unlocked. I can just go back in whenever I want without having to go through the whole secret entrance to get it unlocked thing.
Yeah, no, the thing is, you don't even need to have completed it to get that in the helm. You just need to have found it and activated it on the planet, and then it's in the helm. But yeah, it's but the rewards are quite nice, and getting some of the new weapons, and not 100% on the armors, but hey ho, Hey, I did laugh.
Let's go. Hey,
one of the.
Let's go.
I can't remember the name of them, but the artifacts that you're kind of searching for throughout, kind of doing some of the activities, and it says once you found the artifact, you then need to kind of. I think the third artifact was find I think it was like a top of a Vex head, and then it said, right, now you need to go and kill goblins, and you need to kill like normal Vex. So there's the Lost Sector that's next to the Artifact's Edge on Nessus that you can kind of just run through a couple of times, and that kind of gets it done. Then it was like I think it was goblins and harpies that you kind of do. You can still do that one at Artifact's Edge. And then it was like, go and kill a Minotaur, go and kill a Hydra, kill a Wyvern. It's like a lot of running around to kind of get these unlocked before you can kind of then put them in the helm, which was quite interesting. But then there was one, I think, from this week, which was make sure you kind of do the Enigma Protocol. And then I think you then have to kind of do Breach Executable because you have to open chests at failsafe. And it was like, okay, so I need to kind of continue doing that. But some of those are quite weird to kind of do, aren't they?
I'm collecting the plants. I'm putting them in my little terrarium, and I'm going, look, here's a new one. I don't know why failsafe
wants me to collect
plants, minerals. Some of them are definitely plants. Some of them are minerals. Some of them are rocks. Some of them are ferns. I'm like, listen, I'm walking over. I'm putting the thing in the box, and I'm like, look, it's beautiful. It's here now. Failsafe can do something with it. I don't know why I'm collecting them because
so why can't it be both?
Yeah, I'm just collecting things and putting them where failsafe tells me to.
Good old failsafe.
So, have you done anything else in Destiny this week, guys? Apart from just doing some story stuff, did you play any PvP? Did you play Havoc hardware?
I didn't play either hardware. Not that I would know which one it was. No, I basically this week have decided
at the beginning of the week, apparently.
Yeah, well, I think it worked. It just didn't tell you that it was working. Yeah, and this week, honestly, I kind of looked at all of those quests because even to unlock that Enigma Protocol activity, I didn't even know what I was doing. I just said I have all of these things that are like, go stand in the decoder, fly to this place, see the message, fly to the next place, and I was like, I don't know what this is for. I should probably go unlock this and see where it leads me. And that's when I unlocked the Enigma Protocol thing this week, and I'm going, okay, yeah. And then I got to the point on Nessus going, okay, now do I need to open this activity from here, or does it go somewhere else? And honestly, that's the point I went to go look it up. Because I was like, I don't know if this is match made. I don't know if I can do this solo. I don't know if I want to start this because I don't know how long it's going to take. But I also don't want to have to go through all that to get back to this random spot on Nessus. And it's like, no, it unlocks in the helm. You're good. I was like, oh, perfect. Thank you, Bungie. Thank you for not making me like run back to this particular spot every time. There's so many quest lines that I'm going, this is partially done. I'm not even sure what it's for. But I have a lot of things I need to just go grind my face off to get through.
And I'm kind of a little bit upset that they haven't kind of changed Nessus to fit what's actually happening, apart from the stuff that you do in the helm, that you fly to Nessus and like the Radiolarian Lakes disappeared in the missions and this and that. And you fly to Nessus and it's still the old kind of Nessus. It's kind of, and the Vex are still kind of the old kind of Vex. It's like, I think that they've missed an opportunity. I know it probably would have taken them more kind of time and resources to kind of change a whole planet, but it would have been nice to see that.
Yeah, especially since you've taken, the vendor off that planet, on the planet, off the planet, so there's really no reason to go to Nessus to talk to Failsafe anymore.
No, you still have to talk.
Oh, we've moved you to the helm now. Now you barely have to visit Nessus to actually interact with Failsafe or push the missions forward. Just go there and shoot things.
But one of my things of like documenting all the kind of stuff that happens in Destiny is that I can tell you that the Battlegrounds do have the weekly surges. So at the moment, currently, we've got solar and strand surges. And the other thing that I've kind of found out with writing this down each week is that on the 7th day, so on the Tuesday, like not on the Tuesday, but on the Monday reset, the surges change for the next 7 days. So they don't actually change on the Tuesday reset, they change on the Monday reset. So whatever the surges are on the Monday reset is the one that you'll have for the next 7 days, which is really weird because I would have thought that it kind of goes from Tuesday to Tuesday, but no, the surges are the surges and that's what we get. So up until Monday, it's solo and strand. So this week we've got Arc and Void Shields, but it might change next week. And we have different threats each day, which kind of rotate. And there's no actual rhyme or reason to the threats. And this also counts for kind of Vanguard Ops and for the Onslaught maps and kind of story missions that are dotted around on different planets as well. What I generally find is if it's a void threat on day one, you'll find that it's void threat on day one for various different things. And then I haven't written down today's, but yesterday's one was a solar one and the day before that one was Arc, which was quite strange as well. you'd have thought that it kind of goes void arc solar, but it doesn't. Sometimes it goes and doubles up. So that was quite interesting. You can also do expert battlegrounds, which also have galvanize on there as well, and they also have modifiers. So far we've had Martyr, we've had Shocker, and we've had air support. Again, I haven't written down today's one. Breach Executable has the daily threats, and it also has the weekly surges as well. And the Enigma Protocol has just surges, and that's it. Has expert modifiers, which is opponent shields, disabled, and galvanized on there as well. I thought that was quite interesting that it's kind of, they've gone into the rotation of some of these other kind of things that we are currently weekly, and some of them are daily. So you have to check it, because I was going to start making the weekly videos that we used to kind of do, like for 25-30 minutes long, but there's a lot that kind of information that changes. Some of it changes weekly, some of it changes daily, and some of it completely changes each week. Of like, you think you'd be in a rotation of modifiers. Like, for example, I could have modifiers on like Vanguard Ops, which would be Ashes to Ashes, Heavyweight, Brawler, Subtle Foes, and then you'd think, oh, it'll rotate back around and do Ashes to Ashes. No, we've gone back to Brawler, and sometimes they double up on those. So there's no actual rotation to some of the actual kind of whatever they are.
Yeah,
some of the modifiers.
Yeah, the rotations you think would be rotations are just sort of it's going to be whatever we decided to be this week, and that's what's going to be.
Yeah. And also with the Vanguard Ops, some days you have Void, Solar, and Arc shields, and then some days you have no shields. And it's like, I don't get it. And it's like, say, for instance, week 4 had all shields on day 1, no shields day 2, all shields on day 3, all shields on day 4, and then none for the rest of the week. So yeah, it's quite hard to kind of even kind of predict what's going to be around. Apart from, I have worked out the Onslaught stuff and that the rotations for that, so I can now confidently tell what map is up and what kind of boss that it starts off the rotation that week, because the bosses rotate daily as well. That's also something that I found, is that one day it will start off on the Siege Hook Ogre, and then the next day it will move to kind of the Tormentor, and then the next day it will move to the Captain, or whatever they're called. Sorry, Fallen Wall Priest. And then that rotates daily, and then because they rotate daily, they differ each time that the kind of that map comes up. The map stays for the week though. So if it's the Moth Yards this week, or if it's Vostok this week, or if it's Midtown this week, it will just be that for the whole week. But then you also do get the different modifiers on there as well. So you'll get the Void threats, the Arc threats daily, and then they have 2 modifiers each day, but they stay the same. So you'll have like Arachno, Hot Knife, and Scorched Earth, and then that will rotate again with Arachno, Hot Knife, and Scorched Earth, and just those ones will rotate. You also then have, also on the same kind of day, so you'd have Arachno and Fire Pit, and Hot Knife and Empath, and then Scorched Earth and Martyr, and they will stay in the same rotation for each week. So say you finished on day 7 on Fire Pit, the next day would be Empath, would be the Tuesday reset. So, and the overcharged weapons that we get each week for like the strikes and the onslaught are kind of stay the same as well. So one week we had overcharged snipers, I think that's this week, and overcharged grenade launchers, and then like the previous time it was trace rifles and swords, but they stay for the whole week.
This is why you just go to the
Bungie things
thing and say, what am I doing with this?
Yeah, no, but
then half the time go, I'm going to run with what I got, so we're good.
The thing is that you can't really prepare. So if you say, well, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z this week, sometimes the surges or the threats or the modifiers differ daily or weekly, like I said. So it's quite hard to kind of go with what you kind of want to do. So like with the Empire Hunts, so week 4 of the Empire Hunt was a repeat of week 1, but the surges and the master have extra mods changed. So for example, I think it was the first week, it had something like Void and Arc surges, but then when it came round to week 4, it changed to Solar and Void. So you can't if you saw it up the first week, you think, oh, I know that that was up a couple of weeks ago. I'll prepare myself, but no, the surges kind of go with the week. Although some things do kind of stay the same. So the overcharged shotguns, the overcharged weapons, the solar threat, and sometimes I have noticed that the barrier and overload champions sometimes do change to overload and unstoppable. But again,
you sound exacerbated by this, my friend.
I'm exacerbated because I wanted to kind of create a guide for people to kind of go, right, I know that, this week it's going to be this, but it's a lot more explanation into each thing. So even like with the master parts of the Empire hunts, each week that it kind of comes up, the master, you get extra champions, and then you get a different modifier. So for 1 week, it was togetherness, which is your base health regen is reduced if near another player, health regen is increased. And then the next week you had like famine, and they seem to be on a different rotation to, I think there's 4 different ones. So you get attrition, you get famine. They had, what else was there?
I remember someone put a video out a while ago, just like explaining all the different rotations, especially like with the vendors and their different weapons. It's like these weapons change daily, these weapons change weekly, these weapons change on Mondays, these change on Sundays. These are Tuesday resets. And you have this thing that changes on Wednesday because they just feel like it for some reason. And even that's not always consistent.
No, but the thing is with the vendors, even with Banshee and the vendors, that has changed from last season or like before the final shape to now, that they will rotate daily, and then you have different foundries will rotate and go with specific foundries, and then they will rotate and then like the different times that the perks will change on them will be different, so that you might have the same foundries for that day, but at a certain time like midnight, my time anyway, they reset the actual perks on those guns, so there'd only be like a 5-hour window where they could be a certain set of type of perks available on those weapons, and then at midnight it kind of resets. You're like, oh, my God,
another one like this where
whoops.
So yeah, it's and I was listening to the Massive Breakdowns because they were talking about like the Lost Sector rotations and things, and they were saying about the weapons that go into those. They've now changed, and some of those have actually come out of the Lost Sectors that were available last season, and now they're kind of either at Banshee or they're in the kind of the world loot pool, and other weapons are in the loot pools for the Lost Sectors. So I can't officially kind of let people know what those weapons are because there's no actual list unless you physically go in and you test yourself what weapons are dropping. But then even then you could get like 4 of these weapons to drop, and then maybe a 5th one that you just never get. So it's very, very hard to kind of put some of these guides together, and Bungie aren't helping with letting us know.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds like the history of desperately trying to keep track of this game all throughout time.
Yeah. So what it all kind of boils down to, what I was trying to say is that if I can do it, I will put a guide out there for like the different rotations for the different things, so that you can kind of look it up if you're new to the game, or if you're just interested in what the rotations could be or are going to be for certain activities.
But don't hold your breath. It'll be whatever it is.
He does his best, guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, he tries. It's not his fault that Bungie can't get their stuff together.
Yeah, I've noticed even the Charlemagne bot, it just says, daily rotations for the Lost Sector, 404, rotation not found. We don't know. we have no idea what's going on. There's going to be something, it's going to be somewhere. You'll figure it out, you'll figure it out, it'll be fine.
Well, no, that's the thing. You shouldn't have to kind of figure it out. And look, for my last kind of example, because I've scrolled right down to the bottom of my notes on this, Disgrace Nightfall that we had the first week or the third week or whatever week it was up, it then came back up like the 6th week. I think it was 3rd and then the 6th week, because for some reason they rotated it back round. So on week 3, when it was available, it had Fire Pit, which was Acolyte Spawn Fire Pools on death. And then they changed it for when it reappeared on week 6 to Empath, so enhanced radar and takes increased damage from melee. They changed the surges because week 3 was Arc Surge, and it was Void Surge, Arc and Void Surges, and then week 6 was Solar and Void Surges. Attrition was week 3, and then Togetherness was week 6. Togetherness and Empath weren't included with like the Grandmaster difficulty, but then they ended up putting Fire Pit in as a Grandmaster one, which was on week's 3 standard version, but in week 6's it was the GM's version. It's like even the Nightfall rotations, which were kind of set in stone a couple of seasons back, of this is exactly what the modifiers you get. These are the burns, these are the surges, are all kind of rotating as well. Well, not all of them, but certain parts of it. And if you're not kind of keeping a note of it, it kind of can jump around. And I don't know how they're doing the Nightfalls at the moment, because we seem to be back on track with because they went 1, 2, 3, and then they reverted back to 1, 2, and 3. Now we're on to Saber Liminally and whatever else the next ones are. So we should have Liminality, that's the one, which is the new one. And then Exodus Crash, we had Psyops Battlegrounds, Cosmodrome, Insight Terminus, and Devil's Lair that we have yet to see. And if we hadn't have kind of reset the Glassway, Warden, and Disgraced for the first weeks, then we would have kind of been deep into kind of doing those now. But this is where we are. So, which would be a great jumping off point for me to kind of tell you what's happening next week in Destiny. This is your weekly rundown of the final shape, week 8, starting on July 23rd. The 8th week of the new expansion brings the 2nd week of Act 2 of episodes, Echoes, which will see the introduction of the 3rd new Battleground activity, Core. This will join the Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable with the other 2 Battlegrounds, Delve and Conduit. In the Power Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is available for teams of 2 Guardians. You can grab a friend or use the in-game Fireteam Finder to find a buddy, and farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. This mission does require some communication and cooperation mechanics to complete. The Final Shape's cooperative focus campaign mission this week will be Descent. The 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission is also available next to the raid for a weekly pinnacle, and the Grandmaster version of Excision will grant you the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The featured Onslaught map this week will be Vostok, with the Siege Hook Ogre kicking off the boss rotation. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreaming City this week is at a weak curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Strand and has the Broken Courier mission for the next week. The Blind Well features Scorn enemies and the Plagues, Sicarus and Varicus. The Ascendant Challenge will be the Forfeit Shrine over in the Gardens of Vasilia. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is Beyond. The Trove Guardian is located in Archer's Line, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Fallen Council in Archer's Line. Nightmare hunts Fogoth, Fear, Korota, Despair, and Fanatic Insanity. On Europa this week, Credis the Dark Priestess will be the Empire Hunt, Eventide Ruins will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Survival. Days of Eternity Expert difficulty rounds are Vex, Cabal, and Korota. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Perfectus armor set will be available in Days of Eternity with Weapon Set 2. Scathelock, Extraordinary Edition, Brass Attacks, Threaded Needle, Code Dwello, Imperial Needle, Far Future, Honor's Edge, Distant Terminus, Interference 6, Shepherd's Watch, and Annual Skate. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Arrival, Altar of Reflections Choice, and Altar of Reflections Pact. The Lightfall weekly mission is No Time Left, the Partition mission will be Backdoor, and the Vex incursion will be Zephyr Concourse. Starting this Tuesday, July 23rd, all Master Challenges of the Salvation's Edge raid will be available and active for 1 week, until the maintenance on July 30th. This will provide an opportunity for all to earn their Turmoil Engine Sparrow, acquire their Iconoclast title, and earn some additional Adept weapons along the way. The Root of Nightmares raid challenge this week is his 2nd encounter, Cision, called Crossfire. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is his 2nd encounter, War Priest, called Devious Thievery. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the 3rd encounter, the Upender, called Defense is Down. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the 3rd encounter, Templar, called Out of Its Way. The Deepstone Crypt challenge this week is the 1st encounter, Crypt Security, called Red Rover. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the 3rd encounter, Consecrated Mine, called Staying Alive. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Shirochi, called Witch Witch. Your pinnacle raid for the first time will be Crota's End over in the Legends tab, with all challenges available for each encounter, with the exotic auto rifle Necrochasm being farmable from the final boss. The pinnacle dungeon will be Duality over on the Derelict Leviathan on the Moon, and the exotic mission rotator will be Node Override Avalon, with Excalibur exotic glaive being the main reward. The exotic missions The Whisper and Zero Hour will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Discoveries 2, Research and Development 5, Aggressive Exploration 3, Miner's Swing, Electric Shred, Arcing Sparks, and Rapid Precision. Lost Sectors Tuesday Hydroponics Delta on Neptune, Wednesday Veil's Labyrinth on the Cosmodrome, Thursday Exodus Garden 2A on the Cosmodrome, Friday the Broken Deep in the Power Heart, Saturday the Blooming Deep in the Power Heart, Sunday the Forgotten Deep in the Power Heart, and Monday Perdition on Europa. Our 8th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Cataxia, Tormentor of the Ahamkara in the Eliminality over in the Power Heart, with the Slammer Sword being the featured weapon. The 6v6 control playlist will be Sparrow Control, Supremacy in the Party Relentless playlist, Countdown in the 3v3 playlist, New game mode, Havoc hardware in Crucible Labs, and Trials of Osiris at the weekend, with bonus Crucible rewards available all week long. And that's it for the 8th week of the Final Shame. So we can move into this week at Bungie for the 18th
sure can.
July, or July 18th, however way you want to say it.
You're going to be stuck on that for a minute, aren't you?
Yep.
Okay, I was just checking.
You know, I don't know what we were kind of doing. We're doing it the English way, or we're doing it the American.
Everything's the American way, brother.
4th of July, then.
There's no such thing as the English way.
No, of course not.
I'm glad you agree. Finally.
Speaking of which, the when you were asking what the proper notation for Independence Day, July 4th was, it's clearly ID4 from the Will Smith movie. That is the one and only way I will accept that day being shown to me.
I don't know what that means. ID4.
It's ID4. It's from Independence Day. All their posters and press had just an ID4 for Independence Day on the 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
gotcha.
So
I guess that makes sense.
There's going to be a Bungie Foundation stream.
Isn't there always?
Yeah. And they're getting ready for GCX. Are you ready for GCX Respawn? Are you going to be around?
When is that going to be? Because I'm out of town for the next 3 weeks.
Convenient. So if you're going to GCX, you won't see Respawn. You definitely won't see me. And Peroty's already had his allotted holiday, so you won't see him.
Yeah, no. You won't see us anywhere. You'll see lots of other people, though.
You will. They may not be talking about Destiny, though, because it's not a Destiny thing entirely now. It's everybody thing.
Allegedly.
I see.
Or that's
Dragons have evolved over time.
Tell you.
Calling all build crafting experts, latest Echoes Art of the Week winners, and an update on Salvation's Edge Master Challenge. Yes, because there's an update to that.
An update to the update, an update to the update to the update.
So, mark your calendars for July 25th, which is in 5 days from today and 2 days after the reset. 10 a.m. PT, when the Bungie Foundation will be hosting a live stream on their Twitch channel to broadcast the semi-finals and finals of the inaugural 7th column Chaos PvP tournament. I don't know who's winning. Who do you know who's winning?
I don't know what that is.
We covered it.
That's that tournament that they're fundraising for St. Jude that we keep forgetting exists because it's I don't know. Maybe it's just my summer malaise, but I feel like there's somehow like less hype or less talk about these things as they go on, or it's just out of my periphery. I don't know what it is. I'm going like, I know this is happening, but I feel like until they talk about it every Thursday in the TWAB, I'm like, I forgot this was even a thing. And granted, I'm not really on Twitch much anymore, so maybe that's why I'm just not seeing any of these. But it's like, oh yeah, that's totally a thing you're doing with this whole 7th column chaos thing. And but we have Math Club versus Math Club, because I can read words, versus we ran out of captains, and Passion versus Buh in the left side. I guess I'll call it the Western column. I have no idea if these are geographically anything. And then on the right side, the eastern side of the column, we have the Chicky Nuggies versus exclamation point emblem.
Okay,
and
that's awesome.
Something versus no pineapple pizza. So I don't know who is on any of these teams, but if you know, then those words made sense to you. So, yeah.
No, I'm definitely against the no pineapple on pizza team, for sure. That is blasphemy. That is arrogance. That is not okay.
Do you not put ham and pineapple on your pizza?
I put pepperoni and pineapple.
So you are pro pineapple. So you're against the no pineapple. So you're pro something. So you're hoping something beats the no pineapple pizza.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, just checking.
That is racist against pineapples, and I am not about that. Sorry.
But there is still time to donate and earn this year's awesome slate of incentives. So including the Graphite Daydreams emblem and the Disciple Shell and Lubrian Luxury Shader bundle. So head to the campaign page to learn more and donate today.
Done. Busted. Because the Graphite Dreams emblem is lovely.
That was the one that was hand-drawn, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool.
That one looks good. It was worth the $20 I threw in for also a chance to win whatever it is you can win that I've now forgotten. But the money goes to St. Jude, so
yeah,
all for a good place.
Fair enough. But I'm still waiting for Respawn to take me to Florida.
Florida.
I'm not taking you. You just have a place to stay if you get here. Your arrival is on your own, homeboy.
Damn it. But Bungie are excited to announce that they will be partnering with GCX again this year, and they'll be sending a small team away to join the fun down in Orlando, Florida on August 16th and 17th. Are you available then?
Check my shit.
Probably not. DMG and Cosmo will be there, along with a few other Bungie folk to meet up with the players. So say hi if you see them. And if you do go to GCX, they're offering a Shared Dream emblem for anyone who donates $60 to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital during the charity marathon that runs until July 19th. So that's gone. So can't do that now. So can I still donate? I don't know.
Can you still do what? To who?
Yeah, that.
To when?
The July 19th. That's gone. It's finished. It was the day after the TWAB.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh. Nice heads up.
Might be able to still donate.
And if you can't, just donate directly to St. Jude's. Don't let us stop you. Don't let them stop you. Don't let anybody stop you.
But that's not all, Respawn. They'll also be offering 2 playable Destiny experiences that will test your PvP skills, along with a few thousand rewards to sweeten the deal.
Well, I can tell you that you don't need to test that.
First up, any players at the event who volunteered to venture into be awarded with this Gambit medallion. Makes sense. A long treasured keepsake from past events and that hasn't been available for several years. They'll also harken back to the previous GCX event and give you a choice to make, so you can either cling to your newfound reward and hold it close forever, like Peroty would do, or risk it in the Fiery Crucible for something shinier. So attendees at the event can play again and drop their token in a bowl for a chance to win this very special Crucible pin, and only if they emerge victorious you get it. So that's cool. I won't be part of that. But yeah.
Clearly somebody found a bag of old Gambit medallions somewhere and they were like, well, we have to do something with these.
Yeah, we've got all of these for promoting Gambit. Let's just take them to GCX.
Gambit.
We can give these out to some. We can give these out to somebody. Somebody will want this, right? Right.
So they've got a PvP tournament at GCX presented by the Bungie Foundation live from the floor of the GCX. Participants will battle to earn their spot to compete on stage against some of the best Destiny players in the world. This 2-day event begins on Friday, August 16th, when registered players will compete head-to-head in a bracket-style qualification tournament, and only one team will be left standing. On Saturday, August 17th, the qualifying team will appear live on centre stage for the final and a chance at glory. So who will they be up against, if you're asking?
ZK Mushroom?
Bungie Foundation's finest is Benny, Panda, and Enigma. The GCX creator team, which is Saywalla, I guess, Black Dahlia, and Omelette. And then Team GCX is Dr. Lupo, Gathalion, and Leopard. Yeah, I don't stand a chance. So
I believe in you. As much as you play PvP, I think you can do it. You should totally go there and then record the whole thing.
I will, yeah. So registration will open tomorrow, July 19th. So that's open now, and spots will be limited on a first-come, first-served basis. So please follow the GCX event socials for the exact times and details of registration. But that's not all. We have the next Bungie Bounty starting on July 23rd, this coming Tuesday. So
is it actually going to be available in England this time?
Yes. There's lots of people. And they've given you specific times of the location times and the time that it is in America as well.
You sounded too shocked when you said that. Yes.
When I saw that they were doing a Bungie Bounty, I scrolled down like, what? Who have we got in my area? And they've got quite a lot of people that we can run through.
Nice.
So if you can't attend GCX, they have another community-driven celebration planned, the Bungie Bounty. So apparently we know the drill. The drill is basically you cross your fingers, you click the matchmaking, and you hope you get matched up against these people. That's basically what it is at the times that they're playing. Mm-hmm. So you may not see anybody, or you may see somebody, and but you do have to win the matches, as far as I remember. So those of you who are matching with them will have the chance to earn the very exclusive Aura Clash emblem. So Bungie Bounties are focused on ritual activities, which are Vanguard Ops, Crucible, or Gambit. And if you help a creator complete a Vanguard Ops, you will win the emblem. if you jump into a PvP or Gambit and get the bounty, this could go one of two ways. You help the creator win the match and you're on their team, or you'll be part of the opposing team and you defeat them, and that's how you get the emblem. So they'll be watching closely. So be extra nice no matter what. Well, you can watch, but if I haven't got my microphone turned on, I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, I want to be nice.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do. I can say British slang at them. Anyway.
Yeah.
So week 1, 23rd to the 29th of July will be PvP. And there's quite a few people in there. Week 2 is the 30th of July to the 5th of August, which is PvE. And then week 3 is the 6th to the 12th of August, which is PvP again. Okay. So for the 23rd of July, we have Pinge from Scotland. And that's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. PDT. And that's 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. British Standard Time. July 24th, we have Australian Contingency in Raha, which is 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. PT and 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. AEST. Is that? I'm guessing
it's Australian time.
Yeah. But Australian East time. Guessing maybe. Fallout Plays.
AE what? AEST.
AEST.
I can tell you it's the Sydney time zone, but I don't remember what it stands for.
Oh, okay. There you go then. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then we have Fallout Plays. He's going to be 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. PDT and 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. So
yeah, so there's Australian Eastern time and then there's US Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
Very different Eastern times.
Ice Cream Queen, which is Sweden, which is 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. PDT and 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. CEST. So that's Central European time, I think. So that's an hour ahead of the British time. Zavala, and that is 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in PDT. So you don't get any other times. That's it, Americans. You work out the rest of your stuff. July 25th, we have the Spanish contingents with Daiquiri.
Daiquiri sounds like.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yep, going with that. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. PDT and 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. CEST. Then we have Italy, which is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. CEST, and that's Z Raptor. And then we have Brazil, which is Oeverson, which is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. PDT and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. BRT. Is that Brazilian time? I guess. Yes, Respawn?
I don't know.
Okay, that's helpful. And then a flag that I'm not 100% sure on, which is Fahad TV.
Oh,
wait, are you looking at a flag? Is it green and yellow with a ball in the middle?
No, we're past Brazil.
Okay.
We're past the Brazilian time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's... Oh, I don't know. I don't know that flag. Sorry. But it must be a European one because it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. PDT and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. CEST. So, yeah, I do apologise that I don't know that one.
We can figure out where.
Is it something like
something Middle Eastern? It's Fahad TV.
Sounds like.
I'm looking, going.
Two words. Sounds like.
You just tell me where you are.
Nigerian, but it's got the red bit down the side, which is throwing me off.
United Arab Emirates.
Ah, there you go.
The UAE.
Cool. Deus CL is I have no idea. Is that Chile or Cuba or don't know. But again, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. CLT. Where's CLT?
Probably wherever that person is located, which is possibly Chile. Yeah, Chile.
Cool.
Chile Standard Time.
Chile Standard Time. July 27th, we have Tongochi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. PDT and 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Japanese Standard Time. And then we have Germany, which is an 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. Central European Time. Satrix is representing Germany. And then we have Holland. That is Holland, isn't it?
Isn't this like your neck of the woods? Shouldn't you know this?
Well, I'm asking Peroty because I'm sure he recognises the flag. I'm sure it's the Dutch flag.
Yes.
So from the Netherlands,
I did have to check my 3 colors of stripes flags, but yes,
yeah, it's that way.
I was like, I'm 90% sure, but I'll never hear the end of it if I'm wrong.
So the Netherlands have got Brunnevelio.
What date are you on?
Sorry,
are you on what date are you looking at?
July 27th, which is 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. PDT and 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Central European Time. And then July 28th, no idea on that flag, which is Kubaki 08. It's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. PDT, 7 p.m. 1 p.m. Central European Time. I've given up on the flags now. And then France, we've got Christine 0528 is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. PDT to 7 p.m. 11 p.m. Central European Time. And then there's loads more. Do I need to go through all of them?
I mean, I didn't think you needed to go through any of them, but this is on you, brother.
I mean, you stepped into a war with all these people in countries.
I stepped into the war with these flags. Oh dear. So the PvE side, July 30th, is going to be Sweden, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT, 8 p.m. 12 a.m. Central European Time. Lana Lane. Oh, no, another flag I'm not 100% sure on, but that's...
What date?
Canada. Is that Canada? Without
what
the
date?
July 30th.
30th. No, it's not Canada.
Canadian without the maple leaf.
Yes. But it's
but I feel like that's kind of an important part.
Yeah, they would have the maple leaf on there if it was Canada.
No.
But what's throwing me off is the time zone. So Jampert is 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. PDT, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on, what flag is that, guys?
Everywhere I look, it looks like Canada.
Canada. It's not Canada, it's Canada.
No, it's Canada.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Canadians are from Canada. That's how it is.
Listen, some people are good about putting their country or location in their profile. Some people are not.
Destiny Morale is July 31st, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. PDT and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European Time. And that is...
Also, that flag is Peru, not Canada.
There you go. And then we have Italy, which is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. Central European Time, which is Rewind 96. August 1st, Japan again. Oni 0830 is 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. PDT and 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. Spain, Poboloco PSN. I love the fact that you two are just going to sit back and let me butcher the names and butcher flags. Thank you for this. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. PDT and 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central European Time.
I'm trying to look up flags and locations, but it's going to take a minute.
It was Spain. That's right.
What was that one that I thought was Nigeria again?
Was what? Nigeria? I don't know which state that was to tell you.
That was the United
Yeah,
Arab
UAE.
Emirates. Yes. So
Kubaki is Polish for what it's worth, from Poland. That was that flag? There's entirely too many flags that are red and white stripes in various locations.
Yeah, it's not like
also
you can click
red,
on
white,
it
and blue with stripes in different places.
Yeah.
We need more diverse flags. That's what this is teaching me.
Tamim is August 2nd, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. PDT and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European Time. Exodus. Yeah.
Not even trying to say what the German flag's not good enough to say. You're just going to skip right over the German flag. It's not racist.
I was just about to say. I was trying to work out the name.
Yeah.
Exodus. Yeah, Exodus. from Germany, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. PDT and 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central European Time.
That other flag, the red and the white. What is that?
Yeah,
red, white,
I know that one
with some stars on it. That looks familiar.
Peru, right?
That's the British colonial flag there, and that is 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. PDT and 7 p.m. 11 p.m. Central European Time.
It's
they were on August 2nd.
And then we have France, and then we have the sideways France.
That's Holland on August 3rd. So Flapix is 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. PDT, at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central European Time, and Alex is the Dutch flag. Dutch flag is from the Netherlands, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. PDT, and 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central European Time. August 4th, Kimber Prime from Australia is 12 a.m. to p.m. PDT and 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. New Zealand. Oh no, sorry, it's New Zealand. That's stupid of me. That's not Australian. New Zealand. I'm embarrassed.
Got him.
Yeah.
Now you've done
it. Sorry, I apologise.
You got so many countries on your flag. You can't even remember which ones.
No. Yeah, we own a lot of countries, and
you mean you dictate a lot of countries?
That's the word. Yes, yeah. So yeah, Kimber Prime, New Zealand. Grandad Gaming from the UK, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. PDT and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. British Standard Time. And then Gisturini, and that's from Brazil. That's 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. PDT and 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. BRT. Last one. So we're back on PvP again for the last week. August 6th, Petrini 19 from Spain, 11:30 to 3:30 PDT, 8:30 p.m. to 11:30 Central European Time. August 7th, we have Lanza, which is from the UK. It's 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. PDT, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. British Standard Time. And that is from Norway. I know that flag. Yellow Lights from Norway is 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. PDT, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central European Time. Luga 96 from Italy, 11:30 till 3 p.m. PDT, 8:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. Central European Time. Zendel from Brazil on August 8th, and that's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Brazilian Standard Time. August 9th, we have Nithawk. Yeah.
Going with Nighthawk.
No, Nithawk.
There's
gotta go on this one.
Okay. Nighthawk from America on August 9th, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. PT, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time. No idea on that flag. What flag is that one?
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, well done. You've been ahead of me.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's looking ahead.
Quasar. Quasar from Saudi Arabia, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. CEST. August 10th, New Zealand again, Brotherhood 9 is 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. T and 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time. Ultra Red from Japan is 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. PDT, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Japanese Standard Time. Back to Germany, we have Hex Alexa is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. PDT and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European Time. Zombies Factory from France, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central European Time. And then August 11th is Belgian Tubester, which is 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. PDT, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central European Time. And that was Poland, wasn't it? Dubex is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central European Time. And then Mexico is Alicia Chambers. Yes. Yay. 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. PDT and 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. CDT. And they are your times that I've butchered. They are your flags that I've butchered. And I can't remember if I got all the dates in there as well. But I've butchered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we butchered the names, the flags, and the times. So now you know. Or you could just go read the TWAB and you'll be all set.
Yeah, I don't know if we've yeah, we probably have confused the issue even more. So
but
maybe
I
just stopped.
We got to enjoy in real time as Nitedemon said, "Why did I start doing this? I was all excited to do it, and then I realized just how many there were, and then said, why did I do this to myself? I could have just said, refer to the pretty pictures, and then you'll know things."
Yeah.
Well, Guardians, you've conquered the light and the darkness. You can take on any challenge the universe throws at you, and you're an inspiration to new lights. But why be only an inspiration when you could help them reach their full potential and get a cool emblem on the side?
What you talking about, Peroty?
Oh, I'm now that we have the new weapons and the additional row of perks and the artifact in the Act 2 of Echoes, they want to see some builds. Whether you're DPS focused, designed for solo survivability, or helpful for healing your teammates, or one-trick ponies that are fun even if they're not meta, they want to see all of them. So just share a breakdown.
The only thing that is coming out of this is the sniper builds. Let's be honest.
No, there's pretty builds too. So they want to see your text, your screen caps, your links to websites or apps. However you want to send them in, do that. You can even send videos if you'd like. So just be sure to use the hashtag build of the week, and it'll help them find it. And if you're selected, then you'll get a very limited photo ionization emblem. So best of luck.
Right.
Yeah. So, Respawn, have I introduced you to my unkillable build with a sword?
Yes. Have I told you today about the near unkillable build with an Arc Hunter that is not on Prismatic?
Well, no, it's mine.
Well, yeah, I know that, but you're a Titan. I'm a Hunter. So Mactix put out a build where on the classic Arc Hunter, not Prismatic, you have up to 90% damage reduction. Phenomenal ad clear, and pretty decent single target DPS too. It's a really good all around, and it's really hard to kill you as a hunter. So check it out. Again, it's Mactix. The name of the video is something that I've already put in the chat, but I will tell you guys. It's called.
So therefore, it'll be in the show notes for those of you listening.
It will be in the show notes as well.
Did you put it in the host chat or show notes?
Host chat. Yeah, it's Mactix 89.9% damage resist is the name of the video, it looks like. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The name of the video is Nothing Could Stop This Unkillable Kung Fu Hunter Build. That's the name of the video. My bad.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And I played around with it. I tested it. It's actually pretty good, and it doesn't take a whole lot of upkeep. And it gives you an excuse to use the new exotic hunter chest piece that nobody can find use for until now. So there you go.
What's the new one do?
Whenever you do your air ability, it sends out those 2 additional kind of like arc grenade things, right? And it jolts enemies. So yeah, you kind of spin your staff in the air like a helicopter, sends out 2 pseudo arc grenades, and then they basically volt shot. They jolt and do volt damage and blah, blah, blah. But they also cause you to, get that damage resistance from being amplified too. So, there's a lot that goes into this, but you're amplified all the time. You have your dodge all the time. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If you like moving fast and shocking things, there you go. And staying alive and doing group damage and doing solo damage and et cetera, et cetera.
So I guess have you watched much YouTube this week that's worth sharing with the fine people? So we can slide some things in right here.
Well, nothing really to kind of no, not really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sort of with you. Like, not to say there hasn't been anything out, but it's sort of like everyone's done their episode or their Act 1 video on what weapons were worth it, what weapons worth there. Hey, here's the 2 things you should get. Cool guys put out some good build videos. Hey, the new rocket sidearm's really good. The Corasian pulse rifle you can volt shot on it. That's fun. It's got some good rolls. It's nothing incredible. The only thing I really have I was going to share that came out this week was just one of my favorite channels, 360 Game TV, with the encoded log quest walkthrough and guide. So again, if you're going, what was that activity you guys were talking about that shows up in the helm that you have to go wander through Nessus to find the couple of spots? It's not hard, it's not far, but it's just you have to go from one location to another, and it's not very clear where you need to go at all. So I just this is the one I use just to find where those encoding things are, and then which places I had to stand in, and then to unlock that activity, so then I could do it over and over and over again.
Is the solar sidearm in the game yet? No, huh?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. How do you get it?
Just complete the Battlegrounds activities.
Just like that. And it's exotic?
No.
Oh, it's not exotic.
No.
Somebody told me it was exotic. That's even better.
Who told you it was exotic? Don't listen to them. You should only listen to us.
Yeah, no, the aberrant action is not. It can roll with incandescent heel clip, and it's great fun.
Nice. All right, aberrant action is the name. All right, I'm gonna have to go check that out. Thank you.
No, it's I got one to drop with incandescent heel clip, and it's been great fun playing with.
Can you also get it with what's it called? Lead from Gold? Can you get Lead from Gold on it?
I think so.
I don't know. You have to go look at the site that tells you. But I'll tell you, Respawn. You particularly, the TDT just dropped the deleting my hunter in Destiny 2 to prove a point episode 2, where he basically delete quote unquote deletes his hunter and starts with 0 light level blue gear, trying to go from 0 to ascendant. So episode 2 just dropped
with white gear, brother.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, starts with 0 light level and tries to go ascendant. So episode 2 of that just dropped.
No, aberrant action does not have lead from gold. Sorry. But it does have beacon rounds on there.
Ooh.
We talked about it last week. But
we
for
did.
videos, Kimber Prime, when Kimber Prime does drop this week's challenge for the Salvation Judge raid, I will include it like we did last week. Peroty forwarded it to me and we got it included in the notes. But there's a big thing that we're going to talk about in the TWAB coming up, which is going to make all of those guides useful. So I'm glad that I've kept them for this couple of weeks.
So is it the artwork of the warlock showing the big fish to failsafe?
No.
And it's not the artwork of the fishing from Destiny that someone created in, I don't know, some sort of physical manifestation, or the really big knife, or the Safe 14 artwork, or any of the other artwork. Not that.
Nope.
Is it the update on the Master Raid challenges?
It's that.
Ooh.
So over the last few weeks,
elimination.
Huh?
There's been an update.
No, it's just a process of elimination. He got through everything before he finally got it. Yeah.
So over the last few weeks, they've been investigating issues where the master challenges in the Salvation were not tracking upon completion by the Ignited Light Triumph. And they wanted to issue a fix on Tuesday this week to prevent further issues, but they were unable to retroactively credit players who had previously completed it. And then they were like, oh, there's bugs and things. And, sometimes we can kind of work these things out. A few teams came together and we put our heads together and we know how important this is and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes we don't have any options to leverage this. But in this case, they lucked out, basically. So what they're going to do to make it up to everybody, already explained in the This Week at Bungie, is starting this Tuesday at reset, all the master challenges will be active for 1 week until the July 30th maintenance kind of time. So 1 week, and that should hopefully provide you with the opportunity to earn your Turmoil Engine Sparrow, acquire the Iconoclast title, and earn some additional adept weapons along the way. So this doesn't mean that it's farmable, but it just means that the challenges for week 1, 2, 3, and 4, which we've already had, will be available again next week. So week 5 challenge, which should have been next week, the last challenge to get the title, that's also going to be available. So you should be able to do all your challenges next week. And I apologize on behalf of Bungie that they messed up. And if you were kind of part of those people that they kind of messed up, then we are sorry.
Are we though?
I'm not personally, but Bungie are sorry. I said I'm apologizing on behalf of Bungie. Me, no.
So hopefully you've got your next week cleared and there's no worldwide IT outages to ruin your plans for the week.
Or you haven't got away on holiday because, Bungie are only giving you next week to catch up on these things. A bit like they do with Iron Banner. If you were away for those 2 weeks of Iron Banner, you kind of lucked out because, you were on holiday. You chose to be away on holiday. Just saying.
You know what you did.
So after that, it will be back to the kind of the rotation 1 each week. So next week, all of them. And then it'll go back to the week 1 challenge the week after on the 30th or 31st, whichever one is.
So next week is your catch-up week, not your last hurrah week. It's your you screwed it all up. It was all broken. You have a week. You could do all of them if you wanted to, if you're able to. Knock out all 5 in the week, and then you can just be done.
Or if you manage to luckily get it done the week that it kind of came up, and you thought, "Oh my god, thank God I've done that." It didn't track, and now you've got to kind of go and do it again. Bungie, sorry.
Just like a warlock trying to collect experience for playing ritual playlists.
How
gotta do it again?
Whatever.
Gotta do it again. Gotta do it better. Respawn, I'm gonna need you to press F to hug Saint 14 because he needs it.
Why?
Because it's time for our player support report.
Oh. What's that have to do with Saint?
Everything.
You can tell when he doesn't even look at or read the TWAB because the words
not this week.
Right there.
This right now is the first free time I've had all week.
Well, your Siegebreak Hunter bundle update, they've resolved the issues where if you were buying the bundle but got nothing, you now will get things if you bought the bundle. So that's good. So if you were holding off on buying the Hunter Siegebreak bundle, you can do that now, and you'll actually get all of the items in the bundle. Your Strange Favor buff, there's issues there. With the release of update 8.007, which we got this week, we introduced an issue that impacted the functionality of the Strange Favor buff when it acquired from Xur. While the buff does appear on the character screen, it can be reacquired to help keep the buff streak going. Bonus strange coins are not being granted as expected when completing ritual activities. They're going to fix this issue in the next update, so 8.008. Which in my head is just the boob update because I'm reading it on a calendar and that's all I can, or on a calculator. God, that's all I can see. Yep. Because we're just all small children that play video games.
All right.
So the respawn update 8.008. So basically that's the buff from Xur of, hey, spend some coins every week. You'll get a buff that should give you more strange coins. It's not actually doing that even if you have the buff. So it does nothing. Good day. You lose, sir. They're also currently investigating granting all players a bundle of strange coins as compensation for your injuries for earning them, fewer than intended. The offer will be available in a future update and claimable once per account. The work needed to do this hasn't been completed, so they know what's going to happen, but at some point we will be gifted a bunch of strange coins as a whoopsie, the thing we gave you wasn't actually doing the thing it was meant to.
Supposedly.
And now we have known issues. So, focusing your Echo Armor engrams at failsafe without having any armor unlocked in the collections awards nothing while consuming the engram. So, make sure you have something unlocked before you try to focus it. Otherwise, you focus nothing and you divide by 0, and then you're just sad. Double kills do not progress the Triangulation Pathfinder challenge. I don't know what the challenge is, but double kills will not get you there. Some players are persistently experiencing the subclass unlocked pop-up after unlocking all of the subclasses. That sounds fun.
That's me, yeah.
Oh, good times.
Ikora is always flashing. She wants attention.
But are your reprised trial weapons not counting for the Trials Collection badge?
I'll let you know if I ever get any.
Yeah, they're still not. There are a variety of vendor icons continuing to flash when there is nothing for the player to claim from them. Looking at UI Core in particular. Players with the Passage of Ferocity can become locked out of trials after 3 losses if they exit quickly after the match, requiring a card reset before they can launch into the activity again. So if you've picked up your Passage of Ferocity, you have locked yourself out somehow, reset it and you should be good. And those are the new issues. There's more other issues. So if you didn't see your issue, there's an article. It's linked in the show notes in the TWAB. You can go there and find all the information. That's all the ones I want to tell you about. Just like they want to tell you that this is just Shax. He's just Shax. Here. Standing there, staring at us, looking very menacingly. Bypassing our art of the week. And we have a silly video of, or not a silly video of the solo witness, but there's a silly looking doggo as a witness in the thumbnail for the world's first solo witness, which you probably have seen by now if you've been roaming around the game, but if not, now's your chance. And then the secret kitty cat hidden in the TWAB. And that's the TWAB for the week.
Sacred kitty cat of doom and gloom.
And then we have the respawn update next week. But this current week we had the not respawn update, the 8.007 update.
Ooh.
That was the one where that lovely new Nightfall and the strike, the liminality. It fixed the issue with the initial dialogue may not trigger correctly. So if you wanted the dialogue, now you should hopefully get your dialogue. Speaking of respawns, we fixed the respawn timer that was not set correctly in private Crucible matches. So we fixed your private respawn timers. Your raids and dungeons fixed an issue where endgame timers were a little too short. Not sure how short, but if you were dying prematurely, some of the endgame timers too short. Goes to the deep. Fixed issue that prevented players from seeing their buffs and debuffs while underwater. I assume they're like little screens were just fogging up with the water, and they couldn't quite read through the water. Didn't work well. But that should be better now. Salvation's Edge. They fixed an issue where the witness's health could be emptied as final stand ended, leading to a soft lock. An issue that prevented players from despawning after the witness's defeat. An issue preventing players from claiming the monolithic memento from the vendor at the end of Salvation's Edge after successfully meeting all of the unlock requirements. In our exotic mission rotator, fix an issue where Avalon and Starcrossed were not included in the weekly activity challenge for the rotator mission completions. So we put the new things in, but we're not going to count them. Fireteam Finder, fix an issue where last season's GM Nightfalls appeared as listing options, and if selected, the player might launch into the incorrect Nightfall. So it took you to a current Nightfall, but, not the one you were looking for. Pathfinder, they fixed some issues where the urban parkour Pathfinder objective was not being updated when completed in the Lost City outskirts. An issue where the map location of the Blighted Clash Pathfinder objective on the Pale Heart, it was just in the wrong location. Resonant Synergy Pathfinder objective did not work with the prismatic subclasses. Issues where non-PvP options weren't available on one of the ritual Pathfinder options, so you had to do a PvP something. So they fixed that, so you never have to set foot in PvP if you don't want to.
Yay!
Changed the node that required 150 Cabal kills so that it takes all combatants into considerations, where Cabal kills will just give you additional progress. You don't have to fight down, you don't have to hunt down 150 Cabal and track them down, which is approximately, 3 matches of Gambit. For gameplay, your Shield Crush artifact perk, there was an issue where the Grapple Punch was gaining the full bonuses from either half of the artifact perk. So, while Radiant or Amplified, Grapple Punch will gain a 12% bonus. While Radiant or Amplified, if Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or Void Shield are active, your Grapple Punch will gain another stacking 12% bonus, resulting in a net 25% bonus. So it should actually give you that bonus for doing both of those things. It won't just give you the full 25% bonus for just having one of those. Which I think is how it was bugged before, if I remember correctly. But if not, that's what it's doing now. Fix an issue where Winter Shroud, an issue where it was providing a damage resistant PvP. So it, I guess, should not have a damage resistant PvP for Winter Shroud. Fixed a crash for Thunder Crash that would occur if players casted Thunder Crash while holding the Unbreakable Shield.
Does that make Thunder Crash unbreakable? What was going on with that?
It would crash the game.
Oh!
I'm guessing, saying they fixed the crash with Thunder Crash. I'm guessing that broke the game somehow, going, no, that's too many shields. You can't have all those. For the Precious Scars armor, they fixed an issue where the Soul Invictus and Offensive Bulwarks aspects would block the Kintsugi from properly working. So basically that was the don't run Precious Scars on Solar because it didn't work. Now it should work. Your Ozymancy Gloves fixed an issue where the grenade regeneration would work with grenades other than Cold Snaps. This fix does not affect the spirit of Ozymancy. For your weapons, they fixed an issue with the Enhanced Eddy Current perk was being applied twice. Still not a good perk. No one was using it. I don't know how they found it. Fixed an issue where keys from the raid were used in Excision could provide a weapon whose pattern was already unlocked. Now it will drop the Salvation's Edge Raid Deep Sight weapon that always provides a pattern progress until all patterns are unlocked. So basically, drop protection, hopefully, is how this should work. It won't give you things you've already unlocked, allegedly. They fixed a rare issue where the Guardian Game's weapon Taraxipos or the title could errantly cause crashes while weapon leveling the enhanced or crafted weapons. They reduced the muzzle flash effect on the Riposte auto rifle because it was too flash. You can't have that. You need to see what you're shooting. For rewards, they fixed issues blocking the acquisition of the Lightfall Exotic Armor reward for the Legendary Campaign completion and where the Ignited Light Triumph was not tracking encounter challenges, and where the Dread Combatants and Tormentors were not providing the intended amount of XP or Glimmer upon death. And then finally, apparently they fixed an issue where they caused thermal errors on Xbox platform when near prismatic wells. Which I don't even understand how the prismatic well was it too many particle effects? Was it trying to render every subclass's particle effect and then overheating the Xbox? So I don't know how it was overheating Xboxes for being near a prismatic well, but it shouldn't do that anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was the thing that was happening. That's now not happening. So it's better. Thumbs up. Smiley face. And that's what they fixed. That's what they broke. That's what the TWAB has for us. And that's the YouTube we didn't watch this week. I'm trying to remember if there was anything I put in the Respawn report roundup that wasn't already covered.
I didn't see anything in there at all.
Yeah, no, I think it was basically, the incoming fix. The fact that the hardware Havoc hardware wasn't called out. It was just two options that looked identical with different rule sets. There was an issue with the Trials special ammo that they're going to address.
Too much, too little? No idea.
I just don't think it was working. There was an issue with the experimental special ammo where players did not start with ammo but could retain gathered ammo between rounds, and so they basically put back in the ammo meter system in Trials until they can get it sorted out in the future. Which I feel like they said they'd do by next week, but I don't remember if that's 100% correct.
But Grenada Jake says I have to go and play it this week because there's double XP and what else did he say? In Trials, yes. And what else did he say? There was another reason to go and do it.
I think never a reason to do Trials, brother.
The Summoner's up this week, so it's at least a weapon worth chasing.
Maybe it's a third reason then. There was definitely two reasons, and he didn't mention the Summoner, but there's a good, sweet kind of tasty morsel to go and get.
I do love a tasty morsel. So they did have an update on the broken enhanced weapons where you enhance and no, it doesn't. They're looking at an early August time frame for that fix.
Early August. Wow.
So Respawn early August on that. Hey, I enhanced this, but no, you didn't.
No, we didn't.
No. So are they going to retroactively fix the ones that we've already done, or are they just going to prevent it from happening in the future?
I'm assuming they're going to retroactively fix it because whatever's preventing it from happening, I'm assuming they're going to patch out and say this is going to work now.
Good.
Heavy Cat wants to know: do you guys have any plans to change the way rotators are working currently? In their current state, it takes quite a long time to wait for a certain raid or dungeon to come around in order to farm it. Maybe just making the pinnacle rotate and everything else stay farmable? Destiny 2 team says, well, I don't have any details or plans to share. Happy to pass the feedback along. So Nitedemon, no hope for any of your rotators becoming any less insane.
But they are, as I've explained a couple of times, is that the raids and dungeons are still there. You can still do them each week. You can do them on 3 characters each week to play them to see if you can get a chance. It's just if they are the pinnacle for that week or in the rotation for that week, you have more of a chance to farm them. So just, yeah,
maybe one day.
Maybe.
And She's Forever's calling out Bungie by saying, when Bungie says, hey, we fixed the claiming the monolithic memento from the vendor at the end of the Salvation raid. He's like, no, because we didn't get it. And D2 team says, hey, the team's looking into this. We've seen reports of some fire team members still not being able to get the memento from the end of the raid. We'll have more information. We'll let you know. And then one person, I think Void Guardians and the Destiny of the Game Reddit just said, is CloudStrike meta again? I keep hearing everybody talking about it today.
Funny.
Oh, man.
But a couple of things I will throw into our show notes that I've listened to this last week.
Don't do it.
No. Ooh. Well, I didn't throw in last week, but I will throw in this week, is the Last Word podcast. They had an interview with the story lead from Bungie, who went over kind of how they do the artwork for the story beats that we kind of see in the game. And that was really interesting. And then this week, the Players versus Enemies podcast went over weapons for Act 1 and some of the rotations for some of the Nightfall weapons, because even though the Nightfall weapons are still in the kind of the loot pool, some of their perks have kind of been rotated, and which makes some of the weapons kind of sought after. So, because they said the wild style grenade launcher was a bit last season when it was kind of introduced, but now it's had a kind of perk refresh. There's some perks in there that make the gun a kind of workhorse, and it's worth kind of going getting. So, and the Pre-Ashen X4 bow as well, when that kind of comes back up into the rotation. I'm not entirely sure 100% when that will be in the rotation.
I mean, there's Bungie, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be there when it's there, not a moment before.
No. Well, I'm saying that it should be on the 6th of August that week. If it comes back up into the rotation, if these carry on going around the same way that they did, this week coming up should be the Slammer Sword. Then it should go back to the Warden's Law the week after on the 30th of July. And then for the 6th of August should be the Pre-Ashen X4. And then we had the Undercurrent, Scintillation, Shadow Price, there's an Army, Wild Style, and then Slammer. So that should be the rotation. Who knows?
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. The world
Hey,
never know.
For the solar sidearm, it's breach executable, you said, right?
Did I?
I'm asking.
Or did I say Battlegrounds?
Unclear.
Is it Battlegrounds?
Yeah, in the Helm.
Well,
it might be breach executable as well, but they did say, I think I did see a TikTok on it that somebody who said the focusing isn't available until next week, but if you get them to drop, you can put your kind of the red squarey thingies that are called deep sight harmonizers, because I've just clicked on the button to find out what the names are. You can deep sight harmonize them if you've got enough of them to drop. And you can, once you've got loads of engrams at failsafe, you can get quite a few of them to drop from that as well.
Also, it's not in the Helm, it's at Nessus. Or at least for me, it's at Nessus. Maybe I have to finish the thing or something.
You have to do the story part of it to unlock it to go into the Helm.
Yeah, once you unlock it. Once you do the story, it'll unlock and then it'll be all available in the Helm. Yeah, the source just says source episode echoes activities. So unclear if it's one or the other, but that's where it says it came from.
Okay.
And our little chartable email said, "Hey, you got a new review that said 5 stars. Love it.
Yay!
Great show. I've only listened to for about 2 months worth of podcasts and really feel like I'm getting to know Nitedemon Respawn, my personal favorite, not just because I'm a Hunter main. And last but not least, Peroty. I love how you talk about the game in a way everybody understands, from beginner and amateur, like me. And I bet even the top Guardians find your show interesting. Noodles McGregor, #1027. If you're ever looking for a new person to carry through raids, again, love the show. Can't wait for each new episode as it comes out every week."
Just contact Respawn. He'll do it. Just tell him you're a patron. He'll believe you.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. And I came from, I assume Noodles McGregor, or Hana Bullius 012345678 on Apple Podcasts from the US on the 6th of July. So
nice.
I always forget that people can leave us reviews. And so that was nice to see one of those pop up. Like, someone said a nice thing about us. Thanks, person, for saying a nice thing about us.
Thank you for that. I think that's it from us as well. Apart from saying thank you to our patrons, because we thank them a lot.
We do.
Because we appreciate them. Because we appreciate them a lot.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not appreciate or threaten with a good time Zip Orbit at K4? How could you look at our Otter Dance group of the T-Rex King with Scarlet KM, Mellow Mally, Dedicated WM64, and Renard Calant, and think anything but just what a phenomenal Otter Dance group? I've never seen better dancers. And why do they dance? Of course, with the grenades thrown by Carter 2782, Golden God 1562, Noble, basically Salt, Fire Squad 6088, and Coderson 105. And Deacon, still working on the Day 1 raid team of Dimwee, Gravy Jeff, and PP Pipe. So thank you very much to all of our lovely patrons who have gone to patreon.com/TTH and said, "We appreciate you. We like what you do. Here's some things. Keep doing it." We appreciate you appreciating us. And now I'm going to say thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon, and your Hunters don't want to respond to real life. We're on we're everywhere you want to find us. Just go to the internet and just type in 2 Titans and a Hunter. You can go to 2titansandaHunter.com. You can go to youtube.com/2titansandaHunter. You can email us 2titansandaHunter@hotmail.com. You can find this show wherever you find your podcast. And I mean that. Everywhere podcasts live. There we are. 2titansandaHunter.com will get you to all the links that we talk about, all the places you can find us. To the Patreon, to the coffee.com/2titansandaHunter. If you want to see a live version of the show when Respawn is not trapped in an airport due to a global IT outage, twitch.tv/respawn in real life. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you're not trapped at an airport, because sometimes you're trapped at an airport.
Okay.
And and eventually one day, twitch.tv/210hunter, you can see the British band stream. And I don't stream anywhere because I just don't. But sometimes I pop in and lurk on one of them. So yeah, say goodbye, people. We'll see you next week, and maybe we'll have more to talk about. Maybe not. Maybe we're still confused that the campaign's going on.
Oh, we can't say it yet. Now we have to say it. Ta-ra!
Huzzah!
No.
And bazinga. Deuces.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
So yeah,
it's over. So
I found that
let's take a break for a second. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just got to clear my throat. Sorry, you cough. No, I have to edit out so many coughs through the podcast.
You're not usually the one that's dying on the podcast. I'm concerned about you.
Normally, I have to go. It's like you normally go.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. 16 times. No.
It's like I have to edit out every single cough before you start speaking.
You do.
And I do it, and you have
I'm not complaining that you're doing it. I'm asking if you're okay, you narcissist son of a...
If I wasn't okay, I wouldn't be here. I'd be dead.
That's not true. That is not true at all, sir. There's many a time you've not been here. Sir.
And I was dead. Dead inside.
At the time.
Yes.
And I was dead inside. I don't think that counts.
It
could be wrong.
What happened at the time?